Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video real quick, turning off the music here. I made a video recently that I called Supplemental. I took that video down because um, there was someone, I read a comment that someone posted about Matilda. Um, that video kind of was bashing her character. Um, it was talking about her um, being pretty strong at the end. So, if I were to pull up this, I wanted to talk about what I noticed as the characters. Now, if I were to go to my game here to show you, I did some, well, I wouldn't say research, but what I did is I played um on the second hardest difficulty, which is, forgive me, I do not know the name off the top of my head, seasoned veteran. I played for all three characters. I took where is it? Here's the chopper run I have here. I had Sucksworth down here, and then I had a Rotilda run. One that ended in vote no confidence, but the other one ending in victory. Actually, I think this one, oh, it did end in a vote no confidence. But so I took this run here, this run here, this one here. They have, generally speaking, about the same points. Chopper's run was apparently the best, doing about 30 points extra. So 30 points extra, though I don't know exactly what caused that. I'll show you guys. We'll see all the vote totals and stuff here, but just real quickly, if you just want to look through them, they're about the same. If there's any reason why the points are so high, just let me know. But what I want to do here is I wanted to take that data and see who was actually the strongest at each point in the game. So if I were to go to my, bam, if we go to my table here, I'll go through it from top to bottom here of what it is and stuff like that. Um, but essentially speaking, um, oh, whoops, there we go. I guess I have some sort of, it opened somewhere else that it wasn't anyway, it doesn't matter. But so let's start off up here, where the blue text here is. Oh, give me one sec. There we go. Now we're showing the whole thing. So the first part here are the raw numbers. Now, how you read it is from, excuse me for that, I forgot to turn on my mouse, but here we go. Is from left to right. So here we have Chopper's run, Sucksworth's run, and Rotilda's run. Now, what these numbers are representing are the amount of votes that got passed. So, for example, Bill 1 here got passed with 9 votes. Sucksworth had his passed with 1. Rotilda's with 1 as well. Now, against the Prime Monster, Chopper had 2, Rotilda had 2, Sucksworth had 1. And this is just basically what I had in my run. Now, like I said before, this is just from one game from each of these. I imagine if we did multiple games, you'd get an average. So, and since we saw Chopper's points were a lot higher, it may throw off the math or anything like that. So don't take this as definitive, but I would say that this is on the trend line, that I would say. So as you can see, as we go on, you'll see kind of a trend here from them, but we'll talk about that trend in a sec. Just let me get to those in a little bit. But essentially here, Chopper had the most total votes. So this one right here is adding up all the sum value, all the values here, just adding them up. Sucksworth had the second most highest votes, and the last one is Rotilda with didn't even break 100. It's possible that I played her worse than Chopper. It, debatably how that would work in this scenario, but her point values in Prime Monster in the game uh, are about the same. Sucksworth, Sucksworth had 405. She had 403. That's about as close as you can imagine it getting. Whoops, that's not the one I meant to click. There we go. Let's imagine that's about as close as you can get. Um, Now, over time here is it's basically what we're doing here is we're taking the value, then we're adding it together. So as you can see here, it's basically the same for the Rainbow Coalition. The numbers are exactly the same. This value is just adding up all of the values over time. And as you can see, right, Chopper, um, Chopper, yeah. So basically what we have here is the running total of the amount of votes. This is basically the same as this because we can't get any higher. But the last number here is representing the sum of the collective totals. Basically, uh, uh, okay, yeah, basically what this is doing is it's basically putting these first numbers against like leaders and first term. Since this is basically the base character before whatever thing you have, whatever strategy you build up to get to these big, huge numbers up here. It's basically taking those into the most account. And as you can see, I think it's very safe to say that Chopper is the very strongest at the beginning of the game. I think some of the things that as we're going to go down the table here, you're going to see, you probably already see already, that Chopper's basically winning in almost every category. And if we went to who's the best in terms of, when is the strongest. Chopper's in first place. Sexworth and Matilda both tie in second. But again, Chopper's number is the highest in both the leader of opposition terms and term one. Very consistently at the one, whereas when I played as Sexworth or Matilda, it kind of went back and forth, which I found kind of interesting. Um, it wasn't what I was expecting, but as you know, like I said, is Chopper is stronger at the beginning. It takes Sucksworth and Rotilda longer to build up their strategy. So I would imagine that is the same. And if we go to term two here, you're actually going to see that they all flip around. Sucksworth at the end is in first place, but as you can see, Rotilda goes down, Chopper goes up and kind of stays down in the middle. And then in term three, I mean, our Sexworth run was the Sexworth run that I had there is not the one that we saw, but it was a pretty good one. What I tried my best to do is focus on the vote total because I know that that was what I was going to use for the data here. So if it looks off or anything like that, why one character is like this, it feels different, you know. Anyways, this last one here, the total here is actually it's taking the you can see the math up here, but it's basically taking all of these names in this row and it's telling me which one comes out the most. And as you can see, Chopper comes out the most. That's a little bit obvious, right? Because you can see at the very beginning here, he just writing up 5 in a row, right? It's very hard to do. But if we look at it a little bit more closely, right? After term one, he's only on the number one, the strongest on the specific bill, only once, right? Now let's go to the second one, and this one actually shocked me. It was Rotilda, who was in second place quite a bit, right? If we were to highlight all of hers here, you can see, right? She kind of goes down as the game progressed, but then right at the end shoots back up. And I think that's because I just got really lucky on the Rainbow Coalition. I think that's what they're called. And then lastly, Sexworth, who obviously, right, started off pretty bad, and I didn't think that that would really matter, but apparently it did. That he started very low and then shot up. Anyways, next is who's the best. Again, this one is taking basically just trying to put them all on a list. Now, what I mean by this is since Chopper got first place here, he's going to get third place. Sucksworth and Matilda tied, so they're going to be in joint second. But we basically just go down the list here of putting who's in what place. Now, Bill 5 here is a little bit different. There was here. I wanted to use as a tiebreaker the um, um, overtime kind of thing that I built here, which I believe is actually called a running total, but I found that out later. But I use that as a tiebreaker to put Chopper in first, Matilda in second, basically saying that yeah, this is representing who's in first, who's in second. But the more important thing is that you know you need to be having is that you'd be more in first if you had more votes because that means you had more legacy, which means you're stronger. So because of that, right? Even though they're tied, I actually could probably flip it, but for right now, it doesn't really matter because you can see the vote totals at the end. But anyways, as we go on, you can see Chopper by far, right, has the most points, and Sexworth and Matilda about the same. It probably could have flipped either or. It just probably maybe I made a misplay here and there for one side. Maybe I played really really good for one of them, but you get the idea. Is that Chopper's consistently been in first place in everything that we've looked at. Now, if we were to go down to who's the best again, right? This one here is actually taking again is doing basically what our who's best one is doing, but it's doing it to 2A here, which is it's taking the number one, and as you can see, it's the same exact thing as it's the same exact thing as the original who's best up here. Now, this last one is a little bit of an interesting one. We're actually taking the average. So basically the average spot of any bill. And as you can see, Chopper consistently gets ranked it says 2.3 here, which means on all the decisions, he is consistently second or first. Generally second, but there is times where he's first place, and that's very representative. And again, as you can see here, Sucksworth is at 1.9, which generally speaking means he's going to be very consistently at second, but there's times where he drops to first. And same thing for Ratilda. Now, Ratilda is at a 1.8, which means, generally speaking, Sucksworth is a little bit better. But as we've seen, right, through this whole process, we can see that Chopper consistently ranks first place. So I can definitively say that Chopper is the strongest character. Now, who's second place? I would say that in my opinion, Sucksworth is the second place monster. He's the second place prime monster strength. And the reason for that is because from how you play him, it's very clear how you're going to play him. I've been playing Matilda a lot. To try, not in the sense that I'm playing her because I like her character. I'm playing her because I'm trying to figure out how to play her. In this run, as you can see, Matilda does not start off very well. Like if we go all the way up, right? Actually no. I want to go for I think two. No, I want to do who's best. You can see that generally speaking, second place is kind of her spot, but like right at the end she craters, and maybe that's because I play. Maybe some of these bills are different. They were from different monsters and stuff, so maybe there was a variable there. Opposition leaders were usually different. So there might be a lot of variance and stuff, but I would say that there's to counter that there's a lot of different factors that go into it. Mainly that the bills are generally the same. Opposition leaders are pretty consistent. So I would say that on average they're around the same level. I would say that the bills are a little bit interchangeable. You could put the bills in different spots and stuff like that. But I would say that generally speaking, I would say Ratilda's in third place. And the reason for that is she's a very technical character. You need the right tactics. And I've been playing with a lot of those tactics, and a lot of them are very weak. And so only being able to choose from 3 randomly is not really that great. So because of that, I would say that Ratilda's third place. And that's not really what I want to be saying. Because generally speaking, if she's a very technical character, right, she should be the strongest. Now what I mean by that is that if a character is very easy to use, I believe this is a part of game theory, is that you have option A, option B, option C, right? Option A being Chopper, Sucksworth being B, Ratilda being C. If Chopper's just the best out of all of them, flat out, right? Then why would I ever pick Sucksworth, right? Now, for Sucksworth, what I would say is that while Chopper's stronger in the beginning, Sucksworth is stronger at the end of the game. And so because of that, right, I would say that you would want to pick Sucksworth if you're okay with having a weak early game. Early game being in the sense literally early in the game. Turn one, leader of opposition. But if you can get past that, you can really, really get strong. And I would say Chopper stays consistently the same level. I would say Chopper stays at the consistent same level, but he wouldn't shoot up in power. He stays very consistent. So if you're able to go over Chopper, that means you're overperforming. And if you're not, you're underperforming. But I would say that what I just said there only applies to term 2, 3, and 4. Leadership 1, leadership. If you're able to jump Chopper, that's already amazing. I would say Sucksworth would be the median point in when you're the opposition in term 1, whereas Chopper is the median point in term 2, 3, and 4. And Ratilda very rarely jumps either of them. So because of that, I would say Ratilda is the worst. And she's a very technical character, as I said. And so if your technical character is your worst character, then why would I learn the technical part, right? Her design is kind of like the characters, her MPs die. They're supposed to get stronger as they're dead and then revive them at the end. But the thing is that her cards do not revive the MPs you want them to revive. They randomly choose. And there's ways to control that randomness, but it's not enough. Such as, for example, animated. You don't start off with animated, so you have to choose that tactic. So there's a chance that you have no control over who gets revived. That's kind of the stuff that's the problem with her character. Okay, so enough talking. Let's play a few rounds. Um, let's play a few rounds of Ratilda, and then as we play, you'll see what I mean.